Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, June 29th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 646 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. COVID, how Delta exposed Australia's pandemic weaknesses. New Israeli foreign minister lands in UAE on first state visit. Ex-mayor in Busan, South Korea jailed 3 years for sex abuse. Arizona's Maricopa County won't use any voting machines confiscated for GOP election audit. It's imminent, after nearly 20 years US to leave Bagram. China's leader Xi hands out medals amid party celebrations. Before Florida condo collapse, contractor took photos of damage in building's garage. How Myanmar's jade industry is helping to keep coup leaders in power. Red Cross warns Indonesia faces coronavirus catastrophe. Pelosi unveils bill for January 6 Capitol riot panel, may appoint a Republican among 8 Democratic picks. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Monty Williams says desperation has to be there for Phoenix Suns to close out LA Clippers in Game 6, ESPN. Miami Area Condo Board President warned of need for repairs in April letter, The Wall Street Journal. Ex-NBA coach Jeff Van Gundy, I'm sick of the sissification of the game, Fox News. Nikon's ZFC is a film camera revival in mirrorless form, The Verge. More than 10 million Australians go under lockdown in fight against Delta variant, CNN. Your unpal, Biden, Trudeau make bet on Stanley Cup final, New York Post. Vanderbilt chooses 7-run first to down Mississippi State in Game 1 of College World Series, ESPN. 3 children found dead in Los Angeles home, officials investigate as suspicious, NBC News. Former daughter-in-law of Trump Organization officer says she's prepared to testify to grand jury, CNN. California bans government travel to more states over LGBTQ laws, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. CNN analyst torches bar, watched the house burn and tossed his drink on it. Ted Cruz's brazen gaslighting message backfires spectacularly on Twitter. Trudeau made a sports bet with Biden and some people wanted to involve Trump. Colbert burns Trump with actual clips from his rambling, incoherent speech. Citing Delta variant, LA County urges residents to wear masks inside again. Rep. Dan Crenshaw steps in it as he demands ouster of Olympian who shunned U.S. flag. UN Human Rights Chief calls on world to give reparations to black people. William Barr's own words about Trump come back to haunt him in damning Supercut. Maser, woman accused of filming attack on knit photographer is arrested. You cannot F King talk to me that way, Trump yelled at General Milley amid protests, says book. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. In fight over birth control, women save the day. Police called to stop exorcism in Home Depot. Man tried to rape woman at gunpoint in apartment. Woman faces 102 years in jail for sexual assault. U.S. citizen busted with $384 K plus in fentanyl. Dead fish piling up along lake shores. PD, man upset WI's order makes fake bomb threat. WI birth certificates to have gender-neutral options. Deer crashes through office window in Waterloo. Pool company impacted by chlorine shortage. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. It's tough to get out, how Caribbean medical schools fail their students. WHO urges masking for the vaccinated in split with CDC. Obamacare survival is now assured, but it still has one big problem. Campus in Hungary's flagship of Orban's bid to create a conservative elite. Ethiopian forces retreat in Tigray, and rebels enter the capital. Facebook antitrust cases brought by FTC and states are thrown out. Biden faces intense cross-currents in Iran policy. House passes bills to bolster scientific research. Juul settles NC vaping case, agrees to pay $40 million. Trump Organization lawyers meet with Manhattan prosecutors. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Louisiana couple shocked after bank mistakenly deposits $50 billion into account, report. Real estate scam robs Florida mom of $63K in life savings. Miami area buildings concrete deterioration was accelerating, April condo board letter reads. Dark horse candidate may seek House Speaker role if GOP wins in 2022. Ethiopia declares immediate, unilateral ceasefire in Tigray. San Francisco poll shows 70% of respondents say quality of life on decline, report. Trump announces bar over election in latest bitter break with a top aide. Magnetic weight loss device prevents mouth from opening more than 0.2 cm, sparks outcry. Greg Gutfeld, anything positive about America now has to be reimagined as horrible. Christina Aguilera says Britney Spears' treatment has been unacceptable. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, June 29th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. California adds 5 more states with anti-locked clause to travel restrictions list. Baseball report, Giants become first team to win 50 games this season. Child tax credit, what will the revised credit mean for families? Child tax credit, who qualifies for a monthly check? Fourth stimulus check, where do things stand with another relief payment? The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Downing Street police joke with TikTok user who asks is Matt Hancock allowed out to play? Priti Patel blasts appalling video showing yelling thugs put Chris Whitty in a headlock. COVID Australia, everything you need to know about Scott Morrison's emergency cabinet meeting. Greece and Spain battle to spare Brits from EU quarantine, but Malta and Portugal bring in new curbs. Matt Hancock, CCTV camera that caught affair with aide should have been facing the other way. White House backs hammer thrower Gwen Berry. Handsome gang of husbands and boyfriends supporting their tennis star partners at Wimbledon. Spanish waiter who claims Juan Carlos I is his father. Doctor is forced to sell the family car after his son, 7, ran up a $1,300 Apple bill. England fans head to the pub at 7 a.m. before Euros clash with Germany. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The U.S. and Iran near a breaking point. Russia targets investigative journalists with raids. Popular ex-prosecutor in South Korea launches presidential bid. Torrential rain hits Germany leading to accidents, floods. COVID-19 global updates. Europe faces chaos at airports without coordinated vaccine certificate rollout, travel groups warn. Australia deputy leader fined for not wearing a mask as Delta coronavirus outbreak puts millions in lockdown. Biden's lose-lose game in Afghanistan. Canada sets record temperature of almost 116 degrees amid heat wave, forecasts of even hotter weather. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news. Delta variant makes up 20% of cases in France, fears of fifth wave in Tokyo. Euro 2020, England and Germany collide after France stunned, live. Miami condo collapse prompts questions over role of climate change. Kucherov stars as Lightning crush Canadians in Stanley Cup final opener. How Len Bias's death helped launch the U.S.'s unjust war on drugs. Screams, slashers and Thatcher, why horror films are going back to the 80s. Clippers keep NBA title dream alive with Game 5 Western Finals win over Suns. Moscow's cafes sacrificed as Russian government plays COVID catch-up. Wildebeest, bustards and bongos, Kenya begins first national census of wildlife. I finally understand the machine that is Netflix, how security became an under-the-radar hit. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Deaths of 3 young children under investigation as suspicious. Officials, 2 killed in gas line explosion in Texas. Man faces 20 years in prison after jumping from plane in LA. Minnesota man accused of killing mother with drug injection. He'd like to murder me, estranged Durst brother testifies. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Israeli minister's landmark visit to UAE signals deepening ties. Ethiopia's Tigray conflict, street celebrations as rebels seize capital. British Jews fear and defiance amid record monthly anti-Semitism reports. Australian farmer spreads joy with colourful rescue lambs. Covishield, India seeks EU travel approval for its main vaccine. Hong Kong bans all incoming flights from UK over COVID concerns. US white supremacist shoots 2 black bystanders. COVID, masks upgrade cuts infection risk, research finds. UN Human Rights Chief calls for reparations over racism. 377, the British colonial law that left an untiled legacy in Asia. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. WHO recommends wearing masks even for fully vaccinated. Pfizer, Moderna vaccines may offer long immunity, study says. Live COVID-19 updates. Like a sauna in our apartment, record-breaking heat in Pacific Northwest hits high of 116 degrees, cooler temperatures expected Tuesday. Danny weakens to tropical depression hours after landfall north of Georgia, South Carolina border, expected to dissipate late Tuesday. Building that collapsed deemed in very good shape by town official in 2018, 11 dead, 150 still missing. Florida condo collapse, search and rescue continues in Surfside. SA reports highest number of travelers since March 2020 ahead of July 4th, mixing Pfizer, AstraZeneca could work. Live COVID-19 updates. It's bringing record highs to the Pacific Northwest. What is a heat dome and how long will it last? Startling COVID-19 statistics you should know from June 2021. Life on Venus, not so fast, scientists say. However, what about Jupiter? A glimmer of hope, new leadership for Southern Baptists offers an opportunity for racial reconciliation. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Newsom sues to fix a good faith mistake and place party preference on recall ballot. Newsom signs into law extension of California eviction protections, rent relief. 4 children, 2 adults injured in Santa Ana bus crash. Earthquake, 3.9 quake rattles Bay Area. LA County urges everyone to wear masks indoors as Delta variant spreads. San Mateo authorities seize 15,000 pounds of illegal fireworks. 3 children found dead at East LA home, mother being questioned. Southern California to see elevated fire weather, possible monsoon storms this week. California bans government travel to states with laws deemed discriminatory to LGBTQ people. Long COVID is a risk for the unvaccinated, what you need to know. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, June 29, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Historic day for freedoms as Mexico decriminalizes marijuana for personal use. Mexico Supreme Court strikes down laws that ban use of recreational marijuana. Israel approves 31 new settlement zones in the West Bank. Native mouse believed to be extinct for 150 years found off Western Australia. UN report accuses Israel of grave violations against children. Brazil to redeploy troops to Amazon to fight deforestation. Mixing different types of COVID vaccines can boost immune response, study finds. Biden says Iran will never get a nuclear weapon during Israeli presidential visit. Arctic Circle is already recording 118 degree days. At nearly 116 degrees, heat in Western Canada shatters national record. 59 temperature records broken in a single day as BC swelters under heat dome. Mexico top court decriminalizes recreational marijuana use. 3 Brazilian senators formally accused President Jair Bolsonaro of malfeasance before the Supreme Court Monday over allegations he failed to have a top ally investigated for suspicions of massive corruption in the purchase of COVID-19 vaccines. Rockets fired at American base by pro-Iranian militias in response to U.S. airstrikes. Mexico's Supreme Court strikes down marijuana prohibition after lawmakers fail to act. The next headlines are from Forbes. Korea's richest person seeks to raise up to $2.3 billion with Kakao Digital Bank IPO. More Australian cities locked down as COVID-19 Delta variant outbreak continues. Mobile app spending soars to record-breaking $34 billion as demand for travel apps signal wider pandemic recovery. China consumers continue to boost e-commerce spending, Bain and Kantar. Death toll from Florida building collapse rises to 11, 150 still remain missing. Philippines Voyager raises $167 million from KKR, PLDT, Tencent to expand fintech operations. Turnstile drop one of 2021's best hardcore releases with their new EP. Fungi-based meat wants to be your meatless Monday dinner. WWE Raw results, winners, news and notes on June 28, 2021. College soccer strikes a blow for safety by extending COVID conditions. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Deadly Myanmar mine disaster caused by poor planning, say satellite data sleuths. Why academic administration was the right choice for me. Mental health of graduate students sorely overlooked. Audio long read, how COVID exposed flaws in evidence-based medicine. First video and sounds from China's Mars rover intrigue scientists. Breeding heat-tolerant corals to save the Great Barrier Reef. SARS-CoV-2 mRNA vaccines induce persistent human germinal center responses. Pandemic pressures made parents consider quitting academia. Photo-induced copper catalyzed asymmetric imidation via ligand cooperativity. The COVID pandemic's lingering impact on clinical trials. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,714,874,602 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Global drama curator Walter Presence launches in Latin America through streaming service signed, exclusive. Formula One Supremo Bernie Ecclestone series from Senna writer-producer Manish Pandey in the works exclusive. Bridgerton's Nicola Coughlan, Behind Her Eyes star Eve Hewson among nominees for Irish Film and Television Academy's Rising Star Award. Watched Appleby, HER and Tyler, the creator deliver the BET Awards' most dazzling performances. The Bachelorette recap, Thomas emerges as villain, former contestant Blake Moynes arrives. Christina Aguilera voices support for Britney Spears, she deserves all of the freedom possible. Eva Longoria and Sid Gaines appointed to Academy Museum Board of Trustees, Film News in Brief. Awards HQ June 28th, last day of nomination voting, Saturday Night Live Daytime Emmys Roundup, Peabody winners, more. Olivia Rodrigo tops both the album and song charts, as HER debuts in top 10. The Bachelorette hosts tease Blake Moynes' surprise return and dramatic journey on Katie's season. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Gwen Berry changed Olympic trials protest rules last year and is still protesting. Some Proud Boys are moving to local politics as scrutiny of far-right group ramps up. Ethiopia declares an immediate, unilateral ceasefire in Tigray. Jewel will pay North Carolina $40 million to settle a landmark suit over teen vaping. Facebook gets reprieve as court throws out major antitrust complaints. New Second Amendment protections in Missouri split law enforcement. Protecting the immunocompromised against COVID could be key to ending the pandemic. Inquiries into what went wrong in Surfside could take years to complete. The Pacific Northwest has limited AC, making the heat wave more dangerous. North Korean state media discusses Kim Jong-un's emaciated looks. The following headlines are from The Week. Stephen Colbert laughs at Trump fumbling his greatest hits at first post-insurrection MAGA rally. 70-year-old has the thrill of a lifetime as Yankees Batgirl for a night. Over 2 days, L-18 becomes U.S. citizen and graduates at the top of her class. Trump Organization lawyers meet with NY prosecutors as Trump defends company's standard practice. Ethiopia declares ceasefire in Tigray. I am not my family, Jamie Lynn Spears breaks her silence around Britney's conservatorship. Death toll rises to 11 in Florida condo collapse. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Austin performer Paige Winning star is creating new worlds as a trans musician. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, June 29th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. An Antarctic lake suddenly disappears. Meet the world's first wooden satellite. The next news is from Politico. Belgium powers ahead in European Union's vaccination race. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Italian foreign minister says ties to U.S. more important than those to China. Federal employees give their agencies high marks for meeting their pandemic needs. The feds had a plan to take on Facebook, a judge just scrambled it. Biden opposite the editorial page, infrastructure deal is one American people can be proud of. Zeldin is GOP's presumed nominee against Cuomo after straw poll of county leaders. Biden declares Iran will never get a nuclear weapon on my watch. Pelosi mulls an unexpected add to her team of January 6 investigators, a Republican. Crews spent fifth day atop shaky pile of collapsed concrete. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. So thrilled, authorities grant exemption for woman to travel to dying father. The no-fuss Australian director who is taking Marvel into the Me Too era. Australian Newsal Hive, NSW records 19 new local COVID-19 cases, Perth, parts of Queensland plunged into lockdown, NT extends stay-at-home orders. Melissa Caddick's trappings of wealth a front for her Ponzi scheme. A step in the right direction, Stokes reveals plans for 3,000 homes and 3 towers at Waterloo Estate. Race-by-race tips and preview for Warwick Farm on Wednesday. O'Shea confident Mayor can live up to her name. Victoria may not order mandatory vaccines for aged care. McGowan backs mandatory vaccinations for WA mine site workers. Gallery, the best photos from around the world. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. What's worth streaming? Here's what's coming to Netflix in July 2021, and what's leaving. What's worth streaming? Here's everything coming to Amazon Prime Video in July 2021. What's worth streaming? Here's what's coming to Hulu in July 2021, and what's leaving. Crypto, one of the largest owners of Bitcoin, who reportedly held as much as $1 billion, is dead at 41, reports. Crypto, Tom Brady's Bitcoin play has been a bust, despite his laser eyes offensive. Now the 7-time Super Bowl champ is taking advice. Crypto, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest is readying the first Bitcoin ETF with 21 shares. MarketWatch first take, with dismissal of antitrust suits, Facebook remains the Teflon-coated company. IPO report, Duolingo, the fast-growing language learning app, filed for IPO. Full FDA approval of Pfizer's and Moderna's COVID-19 shots would reinvigorate the U.S. vaccination push, but it could still be months away. We are going to lose a generation of student loan borrowers, pressure mounts to extend payment pause. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. America's goose that lays the golden eggs jeopardized, the South Florida Times. AI and written description, when does an AI patent claim cross the line, Lexology. 10 key proposals in draft intellectual property law, The New Times. 6 ways to guide applications under new patent classification, Law 360. On the morals of giants, how patents encourage innovation during COVID-19, The Lawyer's Daily. Sharing scientific knowledge, OPT, Eurasia Review, Eurasia Review. Soderstrom, longtime director of OCR, honored for 25 years of leadership, Yale News. 10 questions about patent prosecution that inside counsel should be able to answer. The Legal Intelligencer, law.com. World Environment Day and BPTO Green Patent Program, Lexology. Does Congress really want to stop medical innovation? The Highland County Press. The next headlines are from Quartz. The best explanation yet of why COVAX is failing Africa. CEOs cannot stop talking about the U.S. labor shortage. Venmo is paying closer attention to what's being paid for on Venmo. Florida search, Nike's DTC growth, psychic elephant. A trial cancer drug is now being used to treat COVID-19 in India. The Delta variant is bringing back harsh lockdowns and travel bans. Serum Institute's Adarpunawala promises to get India's Covishield into Europe's vaccine passport. The WHO still wants you to wear a mask, even if the CDC doesn't. Hong Kong bans passenger flights from the UK. Amazon's Wicker acquisition is a push to win military contracts. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Ringo Starr drops trademark challenge against Ringo sex toy. creating state action via antitrust law and making the people who've been wrong about the constitutionality of content moderation suddenly right. Second Circuit upholds non-monetary sanctions against copyright troll Richard Leibovitz. Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin sentenced to 22 years for killing George Floyd. Marco Rubio jumps to the head of the line of ignorant fools pushing down social media regulation bills. Daily Deal, the 2021 Ultimate Learn to Code Training Choose a Bundle. Cable giant Altus demonstrates why a lack of broadband competition matters. Florida steps up to defend its unconstitutional social media law and it's every bit as terrible as you'd imagine. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this Daily News Headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Francis Chiafo. Montreal Canadiens. Earthquake Bay Area. BAP. Snapchat. Scottie Pippen. Andy Murray. France vs. Switzerland. Nelly Korda. Demaryius Thomas. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. MIT and Harvard engineers design mask that detects COVID-19 within 90 minutes. U.S. Navy-funded whale research in Norway is shelved after marine mammal escapes from enclosure. WikiLeaks draws liberal ire after it compares Tucker Carlson to Assange's Fox host accuses NSA of spying on him. We need a new gov. Brits jeer after Justice Sex says he's confident Hancock didn't bend hiring rules with a turned lover. Pittsburgh man dies after second Moderna dose, doctors say, in first known blood clotting case linked to the vaccine. Minor earthquake hits California, driving Twitter into frenzy. Eyes in the sky, group claiming birds aren't real and replaced by spy drone takes its tongue in beak warning on the road. California imposes ban on state-funded travel to Florida and 4 more states over discriminatory LGBTQ laws. Disney dream put off, cruise line postpones test voyage over small number of inconsistent COVID-19 tests among 300 staff. Facebook value surges to $1 trillion after federal judge dismisses state antitrust suit. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. England vs. Germany, a footballing history. Europe, non-competitive power prices derail growth. Blinken urges allies to repatriate and rehabilitate foreign ISIS terrorists held in Syria. Former NHS doc exposes 6 impossible, British COVID, things before breakfast. When a president lies. India may have failed to count as many as 1 million COVID deaths. Former Intel chief calls for larger discussion on UFOs, warns they display technology US doesn't have. Scared me to death, 2 earthquakes rattle Baltimore City in days. Critical race theory banned in 6 states, that's 44 states too few. New study finds COVID-19 very well adapted to specifically infect humans. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. U.S. Army veteran who helped Gone flee says he regrets it. Oman takes on ambitious mediator role in Yemen conflict. Is it time for America to reckon with its slave-holding past? Bangladeshi workers rush for home before sweeping COVID lockdown. Progress on mutual interests in spotlight as Israel FM visits UAE. Gold sees biggest monthly drop since 2016. Hindu group files case against Twitter over distorted India map. Wall Street gets ready to hand out billions in dividends. Indonesia on edge of catastrophe as COVID lockdown looms. She honors Tibet, Xinjiang officials as Communist Party turns 100. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Obama, Trump's election, who violated core tenet of democracy. FNC's Carlson, the Biden administration is spying on us, we've confirmed that. Proud transgender woman of color wins Miss Nevada USA pageant. Lawsuit, Silicon Valley billionaire recruited election officials to accept grants from Zuckerberg. Cohen, Manhattan has millions of documents, all Trump's employees will turn on him. Harvard poll, VP Harris fails on immigration, voters want return of Trump border policies. Tom Tillis, profoundly disappointed Pelosi holding infrastructure hostage. Gretchen Whitmer blames climate change for flooding after many Detroit pumps lacked power. Israel Defense Force deployed to help with Florida condo collapse, choose tents over free hotel rooms. Families fleeing California Bay Area causing housing frenzy in Austin, Texas. The next headlines are from UPI News. Nude sunbathers rescued from Australian woods after fleeing deer. Disc golfer wins championship after 247-foot birdie to force playoff. Red Robin staff find lost wedding ring in trash. Lori Zool fulfills wish to find message in a bottle. Watch, man climbs tree to rescue cat, fire crew rescues both. Watch, man builds drivable Navy destroyer on golf cart. Baton Rouge family surprised by $50 billion mistaken deposit. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. All the salt fun facts you need to know. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Amputee who can only walk for 20 minutes at a time climbs England's 3 highest peaks. Stunning cafes will make you feel like you're stepping into a comic book. This wonder tree is a game changer for rainforest agriculture in Honduras and deforested sites worldwide. Simple blood test that can detect 50 types of cancer is accurate enough to be rolled out. Dragon Man discovery of largest ever Homo sapien skull may be new species most closely related to modern man. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, June 29th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Police call to stop exorcism happening in Home Depot. New weight loss tool prevents mouth from opening more than 2 millimeters. Flintstone house owner settles lawsuit, can keep home cartoon themed. A heroic civilian who killed a Colorado gunman was fatally shot by a responding officer. Bronze Elon Musk statue in downtown Manhattan unveiled to a wave of mockery. Why are cats scared of cucumbers? Ankeny, Iowa man arrested for bomb threat over lack of McDonald's dipping sauce. Man threatens to blow up McDonald's for forgetting dipping sauce. Peculiar parasitic fungi discovered growing out of the rectum of a 50-million-year-old fossilized ant. Transgender student wins as U.S. Supreme Court rebuffs bathroom appeal. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. This Indian district will punish you for taking selfies. Open APIs are the sexiest thing to ever happen to government services. Twitter goofs up with India's map, again. Passbook launches a Google Photos-esque, AI-assisted photo book app for iOS. Microsoft brings Xbox Cloud Gaming to PC and iOS, no invite required. You can now download Windows 11 for testing. Here's what's new. The first WHO report on AI in healthcare is a mixed bag of horror and delight. Here's how deep learning helps computers detect objects. Apple must make an iPad the size of the moon. Does a chair exist if nobody sits on it? Relational quantum mechanics says no. The following headlines are from Science Daily. New study sheds light on evolution of photosynthesis. Maternal diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids may protect offspring from breast cancer, study suggests. Pop-up coffee table, no assembly required. Researchers question prevailing Alzheimer theory with new discovery. Evidence-based patient psychotherapist matching improves mental health care. Weird warbler reveals genetics of its mismatched colors. Are we missing other Earths? COVID-19 vaccine generates immune structures critical for lasting immunity. Unique exoplanet photobombs Cheops study of nearby star system. Baby reef fishes swim for gold. The next headlines are from Information Week. 10 ways AI and ML are evolving. 4 skills will set apart tomorrow's data scientists. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, June 29th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Restrooms in Pioneer Park, you can weigh in here. James Huntsman will be deposed as tithing lawsuit against LDS Church proceeds. Federal judge says FTC complaint against Facebook lacks facts. Cox calls on Utah businesses to conserve water. All residents were evacuated safely as a major fire ripped through SLC condo complex, officials say. Utah reports 2 more COVID-19 deaths and 254 new cases. Nearly 24 current and former bioathletes competed in the U.S. Olympic trials. Here's how they fared. The story behind the Utah Jazz's front office shakeup, and why it happened now. What do you believe would best fix Little Cottonwood congestion, gondola or buses? Gordon Munson, Dennis Lindsay has stepped aside. What in creation is next for the Utah Jazz? Hold on to heaven and earth, land and sea. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. There could be many more Earth-sized planets than previously thought. Even gold-obsessed Indians are pouring billions into crypto. Australian regulator says Apple's AirTag batteries are too easy for kids to access. Safe dollar stablecoin drops to $0 following $248,000 DeFi exploit on Polygon. Mir, creator of the Higgin and SNES emulators, has died. Pacific Northwest bakes under once-in-a-millennium heat dome. YouTube TV adds a $20 monthly upgrade for 4K support and offline viewing. Xbox Cloud Gaming on iOS arrives on Game Pass Ultimate for all. One of the largest owners of Bitcoin, who reportedly held as much as $1 billion, is dead at 41. Intel 2 disable TSX by default on more CPUs with new microcode. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Fugitive Karen Clark now in custody. Fox Files investigation highlighted her numerous identities. You paid for it. Drop in local COVID cases breathes new life for Arnold Rec Center. Six Flags offering more incentive to fill job vacancies. Sisters abandoned as children reunite for the first time. Debate over birth control, funding abortion facilities not over as important. Medicaid tax awaits Mo House vote. Kayaker finds human leg inside plastic toad floating in Ohio Lake. Grand show of support as St. Louis firefighter Rodney Hurd is laid to rest. Time running out for back-to-school COVID vaccination. 18-year-old falls to her death at Johnson Shut-in State Park. New study finds COVID vaccines provide long-lasting immunity. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Commission calls for transparency, more youth resources amid tortilla throwing controversy. Why San Diegans are paying more at the pump. North County spot fires close westbound SR 78, apartments evacuated. LA County officials recommend indoor masks as COVID Delta variant spreads. Gloria kicks off homelessness outreach program. Legendary big wave surfer Greg Nabolno dies at 84. Family of man shot at Sunset Cliffs searches for answers. Man shot several times while standing in driveway. San Diego trans teen joins lawmakers in support of state-funded travel ban. California has banned state-sponsored travel to these 17 states over LGBTQ laws. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Buy systems to supply modern electronic warfare systems for F-35. India says it successfully test-fired next-gen nuclear ballistic missile. South Korean Navy commissions second Dokdo-class amphibious assault ship. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China turns on world's second largest hydropower plant in Sichuan. Feminist Chinese comedian poses for sexy photo shoot, prompting debate among fans. China men's basketball team prepares for Olympic qualifiers. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, June 29, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Serial car break-in suspect seen smashing car windows in San Francisco. Lawmakers approve bill allowing legislature to skip review of Newsom recall election cost. Health officials concerned over Delta variant spreading during 4th of July. Mistaken identity, shark expert suspects juvenile great white attack. Car break-ins surge in San Francisco's tourist spots. 3.9 earthquake strikes near Castro Valley. Santa Clara crews assist in growing wildfire near Mount Shasta. Transgender woman crowned Miss Nevada USA, first in pageant history. We're in crisis, Oakland police chief responds to $18 budget cut. Octopus shows off painting skills at Tampa Aquarium. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Israel's new foreign minister lands in the UAE, first official visit by top Israeli diplomat since ties were formalized. Austin FC and Portland meet for non-conference matchup. Crews spent 5th day atop shaky pile of collapsed concrete. Gritty Clippers stave off elimination, beat Suns 116-102. Schwarber mashes 2 more, Nats inch closer to Mets and NL East. Montreal penalty kill misses Joel Armia in Game 1 final loss. Toddler dies after being pulled from Northbrook area pond. COVID-19 outbreak traced to camp. Man charged with murder in St. Charles shooting a City Sights nightclub. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Local power companies say they can handle increased usage as Seattle's hottest day goes on. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Enrique 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Danny 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, June 29th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Florida building collapse, death toll rises to 11, 150 people still missing. Drag mafia is serving up tea in Philadelphia for Pride Month. The most brutal rose ceremony dumping ever, Blake Moynes joins The Bachelorette. HPD releases sketches of men wanted for questioning in murder of father in Midtown. Amazon to open new delivery station in League City. 3 shot in flea market parking lot on airline drive-in and Harris Company. Gunman shoots ex-wife 4 times on day of court appearance for child custody battle, deputies say. Local leaders pitch plan to clear backlog of cases amid violent crime rise. Texas Education Agency releases spring 2021 STAR exam results. Favorite Houston Po' Boy Palace shutters medical center location. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Wisconsin legislature to take final votes on state budget. Pucks bounce Lightning's way for 1-0 lead in Cup Series. 10% artist sheds light on complexity of traditional Dehu ceramics. NASA looks at Louisiana Delta system, eyes global forecasts. Slow tourism start on Greek island but businesses optimistic. Myanmar junta gains hold on jade profits as fighting flares. Israeli foreign minister heads to UAE for first state visit. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. As Cuomo waffles, Schumer says Hudson River Gateway Tunnel expansion is a go. Extra, do you have main character energy this summer? City will flood the zone with police officers after another daylight Times Square shooting. Spurred by organic food providers, Southeast Queens grows a night market. Photos, videos, anti-vaxxers protest as Bruce Springsteen makes triumphant return to Broadway. Early edition, the late Senator Mike Gravel, remembered by the Mike Gravel teens. Hello, humidity, NYC is under a heat advisory. Multiple people arrested as cops clash with Pride celebrants in Washington Square Park. Why the Delta variant matters if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. Photos, massive parties and protests on an epic Pride Sunday. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. The last coral reef wilderness, the Chagos Archipelago. Myths, lobbies block international tax cooperation. Acceleration rights plan for gender equality mooted at Equality Forum. Despite advances, terrorist threats continues to persist and diversify. Violence against smuggled migrants widespread, but justice is lacking, UN report. Why Pacific Island nations, like the Federated States of Micronesia, need climate change finance for food security now. Universal civil registration and vital statistics are critical for truth, trust and COVID recovery in Asia and the Pacific. No place for children in conflict, UN chief tells Security Council. Towards an equal future in parliaments. UN Rights Office highlights policing reforms to address systemic racism. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. US again bombs nations on other side of the world in self-defense. British influencer now transracial, identifies as Korean. The Ned's new CEO, Atlantic Council warmonger Damon Wilson. Dr. Fauci lied to Congress by saying he didn't know why Trump canceled a $370K grant for the Wuhan Institute of Virology when he knew it was due to fears it was the source of COVID, new book claims. Biden's lawless bombing of Iraq and Syria only serves the weapons industry funding both parties. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Do Wimbledon umpires learn curse words in multiple languages? Despite warning, town deemed condo building in good shape. Did gun violence prevention group trick XNRA chief into speaking at fake graduation? Disney World's ducklings featured in new TikTok videos. Recall, frozen shrimp linked to salmonella outbreak. Ball python snake enjoys dip in pool in viral TikTok video. Did Derek Chauvin underreport $500,000 in income? Did Biden say goats are like mushrooms? Supreme Court won't revive school's transgender bathroom ban. Rescuers, survivors could still be inside collapsed building. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Social media post spreads bogus claims about Denzel Washington's political leanings. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Stephen Colbert, Mitch McConnell sold his soul for nothing. Online, he was a romantic, then he went on a racist rampage. Tucker claims the NSA is spying on him to take down his show. Robert Durst's brother to jury, he'd like to murder me. This barbecue pitmaster is competing on Food Network, with a 3%er tattoo. Alternate 14 USA gymnastics may head to Tokyo without a COVID vaccine. It's time for the real Joe Biden to stand up and show some spine. Jamie Lynn Spears says she told Britney to ditch her lawyer. Can tiny gold particles help us fight cancer? 10th body pulled from Miami Beach rubble as anguished families wait. The next headlines are from the New York Post. California bans state travel to Florida, for moreover entitled clause. LA County recommends indoor masks, regardless of vaccines. 9-year-old girl killed, 2 children injured in suspected drive-by shootings. Mets expect Marcus Stroman back from bereavement list to face Yankees. Paul George dominates as Clippers stay alive with Game 5 win over Suns. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Track down the 25 best planetary nebulae in the night sky. Astronomers confirm there's a 3rd type of supernova explosion. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. COVID pandemic's impact on mental health in America. Sydney, Australia, begins 2-week COVID lockdown. 85 million under heat alerts as tropical storm targets southeast. Dangerous heat dome scorches Pacific Northwest. What is a heat dome? Extreme temps in the Pacific Northwest, explained. Pacific Northwest sweltering under heat wave of historic proportions. Some people are facing pricey medical bills after using popular at-home colon cancer test. UFO report, U.S. has no explanation for over 140 unidentified aerial phenomena. Some Cologuard users hit with unexpected high bills after cancer test. Pacific Northwest bakes under once-in-a-millennium heat dome. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Dole recalls blueberries due to possible cyclospora contamination, FDA says. New diet tool prevents the mouth from opening more than 2 millimeters. 3 children found dead in East Los Angeles home, police say. Derek Chauvin nearing federal plea deal, report. Gateway program is back on track as Buttigieg, Schumer offer financial support. Krispy Kreme introduces festive 2021 4th of July donut collection. 2 dead, 3 injured, after gas line explodes in Texas. Disney Cruise Line delays first voyage since pandemic due to inconsistent test results. 4 more victims in South Florida condo collapse identified as over 150 people still missing. Pacific Northwest heat wave causes roads to buckle and crack. The following headlines are from military.com. U.S. troops come under rocket attack in Syria after airstrikes. Air Force has a new warfare wing ready to take on electromagnetic spectrum threats. U.S. warns that Islamic State extremists still a world threat. Marines no longer have to prove they're compliant with strict tattoo policies to re-enlist. VA calls on female veterans to enroll in world's largest medical research biobank. Army to provide gender transition care, surgeries for transgender soldiers. Trump, Millie had profanity-laden blow-up over protest response, new book reports. USS Mustin to be replaced by USS Ralph Johnson after a busy 15 years in Japan. A Marine's invented truck tool is now available to any unit in the Corps. Watch, Pentagon releases video of airstrikes on militia facilities in Syria. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. 4-year-old boy drowns at housing complex near Northbrook. 14-year-old boy among 3 shot in East Garfield Park. Illinois allows medical cannabis patients to buy from any dispensary after computer glitch disrupts service. What to know about the Delta variant in Illinois? At least 77 people shot in weekend violence in Chicago, including 17 in 2 mass shootings. 3 killed in metro crash on far south side, second fatal train vehicle crash in Chicago area in 2 days. 85 COVID-19 cases tied to outbreak at Central Illinois summer camp. Weather Service confirms tornadoes Friday, Saturday is Chicago area under flood watch, thunderstorm risk this week. 73-year-old Chicago woman completes a 40-day hunger strike for slavery reparations. My voice is just getting stronger. The Spin, after mass shootings, Lightfoot talks about addressing pandemic of gun violence. Thompson Center headed for historic designation. Black elected leaders line up for Diana. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Wall record smashing heat forecast is Canada, U.S. Northwest big. Icebergs as tall as Eiffel Tower once flowed past Outer Banks to Florida, study finds. New type of metasurface allows unprecedented laser control. New study sheds light on evolution of photosynthesis. Old oil fields may be less prone to induced earthquakes. Baby reef fishes swim for gold. Mountaintop glacier ice disappearing in tropics around the world. Researchers find most nitrogen in Gulf of Mexico comes from coastal waters. New insight into photosynthesis could help grow more resilient plants. Hotter, more frequent droughts threaten California's iconic blue oak woodlands. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, June 29th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. How do SpaceX's Starlink satellites actually work? Earth is hot right now, but not the hottest, or the coldest, across the solar system. The metropolis with highest density of surveillance cameras in the world. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Asian stocks fall for second day after new Wall Street record. A new mortgage rule aims to speed modifications and slow foreclosures. Leading off, Schwarber launching long balls, Padres hit road. Fearing COVID, struggling Malawian women forego prenatal care. Australia offers all adults AstraZeneca to speed up rollout. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Miss Manners, I don't think I should have to explain my pandemic behavior. Dear Abby, how can I get my fiancé to agree to this wedding? SF Giants lose in solo home run bonanza, 9th inning replay review favors Dodgers. Mike Yastrzemski exits SF Giants matchup with Dodgers early after painful foul ball. Days after Aryan Brotherhood member exposed sheriff recording of confidential legal visits, judge recommends dismissal of his lawsuit. What's in California's new $262 billion operating budget? Bay Area man gets 2 years in meth conspiracy case where most records were filed under seal. Oakland violence prevention chief unhurt after attempted robbery at gunpoint. Marvel Future Revolution aims to raise quality and scope of comic book games on mobile. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. House Republicans pressure Joe Manchin to reject Biden pick over tree spiking plot. California Democrats changed Gavin Newsom recall rules, GOP cries foul. Maricopa County to subpoenaed voting machines. Luis Antonio Victoria Dominguez, man who jumped from moving plane, faces federal charges. White House defends July 4th gatherings amid variant fears. Supreme Court pass on transgender bathroom case frustrates conservatives. Donald Trump won't be charged by Manhattan, lawyer Ronald Fischetti says. Progressives slam Joe Biden for lack of climate action. Airstrikes raise war powers questions as Senate debates repeal of 2002 authorization. Joe Biden to Israeli President Reuven Rivlin, Iran will never get a nuclear weapon on my watch. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Biden's bombing campaign is a Trumpian assertion of presidential power. Minnesota sheriff barricades pipeline resistance camp's driveway. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, June 29, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. How humans brought change to a tropical paradise. Young adult cancer survivors reluctant to get COVID vaccines. Study sheds light on persistent racial disparities in prostate cancer care in the United States. University of Surrey and partners highlight the importance of lived experience provided by prisoners. A step forward for IVF patients with predicted poor response to treatment. Making seawater drinkable in minutes. Oregon State graduate student sheds light on better way to study reputedly secretive toad. Personal networks are associated with clean cooking fuel adoption in rural South India. How 2 California hospitals prevented the spread of a deadly fungal infection during the pandemic. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 1 killed, 10 wounded, in shootings Monday in Chicago. Horoscope for Tuesday, June 29, 2021. Nikita Kucherov leads Lightning to rout over Canadians in Game 1 of Stanley Cup. Scottie Pippen slams Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan. Cubs offense perks up, but Brewers make it a laugher with 10-run 8th and 14-4 win. Families recovering from year of uncertainty hopeful about child tax credit payment starting July 15. Sheriff's Police investigating drowning death of 4-year-old in unincorporated Northbrook. 9. Nope. Cubs Kyle Hendricks sees personal win streak end in opener at Brewers. After mass shooting, Chatham residents mull possibility of drones to fight crime. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, June 29, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Final voting starts today to send Astros to MLB All-Star Game. What to know about shooting off fireworks this 2021 4th of July holiday. This week in Houston food events, 2 years at Monkey's Tail and 1/5 goes at Italian American. Black children in Harris County are seized by CPS 3.5 times more often than white kids. Free Britney, BTCH. Putting the G in LGBT, Clay and Payne Allen double up on pride. The next headlines are about world records making news. Open wide, teenager sets Guinness World Record for the widest gaping mouth. Watch, times now. U.S. track and field, world records, future stars in Tokyo anticipation, Betty.com. Step by step, how Sydney McLaughlin broke the 400 hurdles world record, video, NBC Sports. Neil Agius launches world record swim attempt, Malta Independent Online. British teen in solo round the world record bid stops in Punta Gorda, Wink News. Bulls at U21 world record, the North Bay Nugget. Stark reminder of danger for Torquay world record bid paddleboarder, Devon Live. Teenage pilot on track for solo round the world record, breaking news IE. Weekend recap, Olympic standards, world records during Canadian and U.S. trials, Canadian Running Magazine. New Jersey Sydney McLaughlin breaks world record on historic day at Olympic trials, WPIX 11 New York. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Snapchat says app will stop crashing if you download the update. Marvel's Loki won't explore Loki's queerness beyond its small step. As Star Wars brings back Boba Fett, his ship name might be left behind. Bill requires judges to sign off on secret subpoenas targeting journalists. Heat wave breaks new records in the Pacific Northwest on blistering third day. Federal judge tosses antitrust lawsuit brought by the FTC against Facebook and Instagram. WandaVision's end credit scene has been slightly altered. Now you can stream Xbox games to your iPhone and iPad. How worried should vaccinated people be about the Delta variant? YouTube bans anti-extremism group Right Wing Watch, immediately unbans Right Wing Watch. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 125.78 degrees Fahrenheit or 52.1 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 104.44 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 75.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Controversial Alzheimer's drug could cost US $334 billion, nearly half of Department of Defense budget. AT&T gives investors and Buff wildly different takes on need for fiber internet. Xbox game streaming exits beta, now works on all iOS devices, web browsers. Venus clouds too dry, acidic for life. The Linux Foundation is working to improve voice recognition ethics. We finally have a release date and new teaser for Apple TV Plus series Foundation. Amazon is using algorithms with little human intervention to fire flex workers. Why is Russia launching a new module to the space station if it's pulling out? Qualcomm does the bare minimum for the new Snapdragon 888 Plus SoC. How SNES emulators got a few pixels from complete perfection. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Threat of indictments looms large for Trump Organization. Trump supporter civil war rhetoric is exact same as before his insurrection, CNN reporter. Man accused of murdering 2 black victims had notebook with racist and anti-Semitic writings, prosecutors. Fox News roasted for NSA spying paranoia, looks like Tucker is building an insanity defense. Tucker Carlson makes shocking accusation, NSA is monitoring me and plot to take Fox show off the air. Bill Barr seeking credit is like an arsonist throwing his drink on the fire he lit, ex-prosecutor. Redistricting is an existential crisis for Georgia Republicans, report. Republicans scorched by the post for enabling Trump's big lie, even as GOP knew it was absurd. GOP audit forces Arizona County to replace all machines compromised by cyber ninjas, report. Shock after Trump Jr. releases video where he appears high as a kite, hold an intervention now. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Documents show Ivanka Trump didn't testify accurately in inauguration scandal case. Stop the freakout over kids' screen time. How long until citizen gets someone killed? Rudy Giuliani's Ukrainian friends keep getting sanctioned. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Venus's clouds are too dry for life, chemical and engineering news. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Regulation of IFN is by MEF2D promotes inflammatory homeostasis in Mike Gear, Dove Medical Press. Drug delivery for Alzheimer's using nanoemulsions, SLN and NLCIJN, Dove Medical Press. Letters to the editor for Monday, June 28. Let your fingers dance over the keys, the register guard. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Moon Rabbit, advancing longevity pursued through crypto, coin speaker. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, June 29, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Don't dismiss the alien hypothesis. Pentagon's UAP-UFO report. When does unexplained not mean unexplained? That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, June 29, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.